Hello again everyone, today we're going to AV mod this Mega Drive. To do this we're going to use some 220 microfarad capacitors, 41 ohm resistors. We're going to butcher this old SCART to AV socket, some scraps of solder, desolder braid as usual, electrical tape, our soldering iron, our glue gun, and some scraps of wires to do the job. Right, so to disassemble this system, it's rather simple like all the Sega systems. We just turn it upside down, like so, and you'll see on the base of it, it's got 6 screw sockets. Okay, so I've removed the 6 screws and put them to back there, so, like so. You see the cable I was on about. Now, these 2 bits of metal that stick through the cable at either side, these are the legs of the LED, so basically just lift them up, and then that ribbon cable can pull over the top of them, like so. So I've removed all the screws now from the unit, from the shielding. So now the shielding just lifts away, like so. So put that somewhere safe, and then we can see the main board. So we want to fully remove the board and solder to the underside of it. So to do that, we want to lift up the headphone jack at the front, because underneath it just lifts up, but it's a bit tricky. There we go. Underneath it there's a hidden screw there. Like so. And the board should come free now. There we go. Pushing from the front work better than lifting from the back. So that's the base out of the way, and now we're free to work on the main board. Right, so while our soldering iron's heating up, just explain a couple of things. This chip here is a sound chip, which is a Sony sound chip, and for left and right audio we need to tap into pins, well, like 1 and 8. And as you can see on the board, like 1's marked there, 8's at the other end, 9's there, 16's at the other end. So if we come underneath the board, this pin here then becomes pin 1, and this pin here becomes pin 8. We need to tap into pin 1 and 8 for left and right audio, which is what we're going to do. Then, if you look under there, you can see the Sony video chip, and we're going to tap into like 20 of that. So you've seen me tin wire before, but it's going to be a bit different this time because we don't have much solder at all. We're very solder limited, so we're going to use these little scraps for tinning. So heat the wire for a good few seconds, and then bring the solder to the wire. Okay, that's pin 1 soldered to. Now let's do the same for pin 8. That's pin 8 soldered. That's a good solder joint to them both. You give them a little tug. If they don't come free, that's good. Right, so my glue gun's hot enough now. So I'm just going to add a dab of hot glue over that one, and a dab of hot glue over that one, and let it dry. And I'll cut that bit off there. And what that'll do is it'll just insulate those 2 points, and it'll hold the wires nice and secure so they won't come loose. I'm going to solder at leg 20. Hopefully you'll be able to see. So 24, 23, 22, 21, and that one there is like 20. So we're going to heat it up itself, get its old solder flowing. There we go. As you can see, some hot glue all around it. Just hold the wire in place, hold the point securely, and come away. So that's basically it. That's left audio, right audio, composite video. So these 3 points are going to go to these 3 jacks, and then we're going to use a common ground and solder to the ground here at the edge, and then that'll be our video mod. So we want to just crack this adapter open like that. So it's sort of cracked open now, and like so. If we can remove this completely. Right, so we basically just want to snap the SCART end off from this PCB here. Because if you look at this PCB, you've got the input, and then common ground. So that's what we're going to do now. Let's just snap this off. So just rock back and forth, and it'll come loose. Keep on rocking. And then once this bit's off, we can mount that as a solid piece in the Mega Drive. There we go. So yeah, we'll mount that as a solid piece in the back of the Mega Drive, and we can solder it at these points here. Right, so if you can see there, this is the lid of the unit. I've just drawn around, held it in place, and like as a template, drawn around where the left, right, and composite video ports are going to go. Get me also there. I've been heating up this old soldering iron and just using melting stuff these days. So I'm just going to make a hole in the middle of each one of these, and then file it to make it smooth and tidy. So let's try right in the centre of this one. And it doesn't matter if it makes much of a mess, because I mean, it's all the way through there. That's why we've got the file. So again, we'll do the second hole now. Going in dead in the centre. Try not to breathe the fumes in, unless you want to shorten your lifespan. All the way through there. And again, we'll just tidy it up at the end with the file. Let's do this one. Right, so that's 3 holes put in, and then we're just going to widen and smoothen it out with the file. So I'll show you me starting to do that, but it'll take me a while, so I might just skip to the end. So basically, this is a file. We just go in and we smooth them like this, and it's going to take me a while, so I'll come back when I'm done and show you when I'm done. Right, so as you can see, there are 3 holes. It does look a bit messy, but we're going for functionality, not art. And as you can see now, if we have our ports here, you can see they just slot right through. It's hard with one hand, there we go. They slot right through there, like that, like so. And I've tested, the lid will go back on. Sorry, you're not seeing that. I'm just holding it in the air to do it. That's the first point in there, like so, and just solder it in. Yeah, that's the middle section done. Yeah, so that's all 3 points soldered in, all 3 ground points there, the middle and at the end, and this end is just going to go to the ground on the system, so that's called the common ground. And this is going to be left audio, that's going to be right audio, and that's going to be composite video. But for the composite video, first we need to attach a 220 microfarad capacitor and a 41 ohm resistor, so I'm going to do that now. Right, so that's them 2 joined together. So the negative leg of the resistor going to the negative leg of the capacitor going to the resistor. It's quite fiddly to do. So this point is going to go to the composite out, and the composite in is going to come here, like so. So as you can see now, composite to the positive end of the capacitor, to our 41 ohm resistor, and then to the composite out. And these 2 are going to be our audio, so let's turn these 2 now. We're almost done. So I'm just going to solder this common ground down here. I'll get the camera so you can see a better picture of that. So we just let it pull the solder down there, and we tin the wire, and then we just put it on. So that's all them grounded. There we go. What I'm going to do is glue here and here, just so it's insulated. So, just want to glue this bit here, like so, and the same here, like so, just like that. So, I'll do the other side as well. So basically that just insulates it all. So bring my new cable to it, like so. That's a brilliant point now. Right, so as you can see, I've put that last point in. So we've got left audio, right audio, video, earth going to common earth, and you've seen where those 3 points go to on the other side. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put a load of glue over here. So I've run into a bit of a hiccup. I've put the screw back under the headphone jack, and put the headphone jack back in place, and put the power jack back in place at the back there. But when I come to put the shielding back on, that earth cable there at the back is in the way, so I'm going to have to remove that, and then I will resolder it to the top of the shielding. Right, so I've managed to free that now. So what we'll do is we'll put the shielding back on, then we shall solder that in place, because basically the shielding touches that earth and this becomes earth itself. Right, so as you can see, I've returned all the screws back into place, and I've put the covering back on that connects to the expansion port. We've got the earth in, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put it in the lid and we're going to reassemble basically and test. Right, so that's the LED back in place. Hopefully it's the right polarity. Yeah, so that LED is in fine. So I just want to do the back panel. I'm just going to seed it in place, to be honest. Should be held in by the shielding. Just stick our screws in now to reassemble. So our 6 screws as we did before. So I'm going to do this, and then come back to you once it's done, and we'll test it together. So back in a minute. So we've got all the screws back in, we're fully reassembled. Composite and left-right audio, so let's go test it now. Hook it in. Red to red. White to white. Yellow to yellow. And move this Sega rally case so it sits flat. So those 3 in the end. With the cable. We'll stick it into the SCART socket. I think we're the wrong way around there. Right way around now. Let's get the power cable into the back and pad into the front, like so. I've put in straight to H2, and we're already on external for AV. So there we go. You can see it's working in composite. Sega. See, we've got audio as well. We do. So there we go. That's another successful modification. RGB AV mod. Next time round we'll add a 50-60 Hz switch. Let's play some of this. You can hear the audio's a bit slower, that's because it's in 50 Hz. But we'll fix that next time round. Get some noobs up. So there we go. Another successful modification. If you enjoyed this video, please rate and subscribe. And join us in the next video when we do something else cool. So see you next time. Bye everybody.